Well, we're joined now by the CEO of Calm, Simon Gunning, and Matthew Smith, who petitioned for government action on suicide. You just said to me as you sat down, this is epoch-making.
It is. Yeah, it's incredible. The work that you did to raise awareness of the issue, to get people doing what we wanted them to do, which was to talk about it. I think we talked about at the time that we find it hard to discuss death, let alone suicide, but you did it, and you got people talking about it. And Calm, along with Matthew, or Matthew along with Calm, got people signing a petition about it to make the most tangible difference we could possibly find, which was government responsibility to prevent it, to put the right kind of measures into understanding why it happens, preventing it locally, preventing it nationally, and then specialised bereavement care for people who are bereaved by suicide. So on the back of that, you've achieved an incredible amount, as has Matthew, as has everybody that supported the campaign.
It's unique in the world.
In the world. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. Because as a subject, it hasn't been isolated and identified as such a terrible issue to society anywhere else other than in the UK. So we have to thank you, we have to thank Harry's Grooming, who paid for the whole thing, everybody that signed the petition and supported Calm, and especially Matthew.
What will this mean then? So for those suffering with mental health issues, this change, this minister now in Parliament, what change is that going to make?
It means that we will understand much better the causes of suicide, how people get from a very bad state of mind to wanting to die. We'll understand where that happens the most, why it happens the most, and there will be funds made available to have centralised studies into that. Really importantly, it means that there will be local provisions which will be standardised across the country, and that will be wrapped up into a national process too. It's really important to note that every suicide directly affects 134 people, and if you are directly affected by suicide, 19% of those people will go on to try to take their own life. So this is catching, and bereavement care is so important.
You have been obviously very closely at Calm of working with Downing Street. Essentially, I suppose, writing the job description for the minister. It's Jackie Doyle-Price.
It is.
And so you have worked with Downing Street on deciding what that role should be.
We did, yeah. We went in, as the petition gained more, huge amounts of signatures, we're now just shy of 400,000. We didn't do the normal, going down Downing Street with a box, with Matthew handing it over, which is great, but largely because we didn't need to. So Downing Street asked us to come in, Number 10 asked us to come in and talk about what a minister might be able to achieve. Certainly on the back of the appointment of the Minister for Loneliness, they felt that this could make a tangible difference to people in the UK, where 16 suicides every day are affecting all these people. So we worked with them on what the job might be, what it might be called, what the first-year objectives could be, how we would announce it. And I must say the process was fantastic from start to finish. They've done everything that we asked them to do. I guess we could say the hard work starts here. That's probably what you meant to say.
It does,
but we do also feel that what we've all done together has resulted in just an incredible change.
Well, Matthew, I mean, you have been instrumental to this. You were the one that started the petition, or that now has all of those signatures we've just spoken about. But this story for you starts with real tragedy, and suicide touched your family, and it was Dan, wasn't it?
Yeah. So in 2005, I lost my older brother Dan to suicide. It was a normal Easter Monday. We'd gone out shopping and Dan had stayed at home. He was a 19-year-old lad. That was pretty normal. He didn't want to spend time with his family. And we came home and found that he'd taken his own life. I was 10 at the time, and, I'd never experienced loss at all. I'd never experienced death. And to experience it in such a way where we didn't have the answer. We didn't know why,
He hadn't spoken to anyone?
Not at all. We had no idea. And still, to this point, we don't really know why.
The impact of that across the entire family and friends, like you just said, everybody knows him. It's a ripple effect.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of the figure. I know when we lost Dan, our whole village went into shutdown. And for years after, even now, it still has an impact. I have my own kind of issues with anxiety and stuff off the back of that. For years, I persuaded myself that Dan must have been murdered. Somebody must have brought in the house and done it, because there's no way my older brother would have done that.
Yeah.
But, this is why, working alongside Calm, I do a lot of work myself. I founded a charity in Dan's memory. And this is how we're going to get the message out, you know, by talking about it.
What was
so
it
well.
in Project 84 that you saw that made you decide that you wanted to take it one step further?
Well, I think for me, you know, kind of that figure, the 84, is unbelievable. You know, Dan was one of them 84 people, 84 lads, sorry, and the response that we got instantly, you know, being part of that and seeing, and I knew the effect that suicide had across the country, but that day and the impact it had was unbelievable. And the conversations and people reaching out to say, you know, this is affecting me, this has affected me. It just showed that in this country, we need to make a change around this subject.
What does this news mean to you today?
I'm still in shock a little bit, to be honest. It's kind of, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. You know, when I lost Dan, I always said if I could prevent one person going through what I went through, then that would be worth it for me. I know through this campaign, through this petition, through this change, there's going to be so many other families that aren't going to have to go through the devastation that we went through.
Even before the news of today, the campaign has saved lives.
Unbelievably.
Yeah.
So the demand, the use of our helpline is up 60% since 84, and that's just so brilliant. It shows that people are aware that we're here to help. It shows people that people are able to pick up the phone and seek help, or to type and seek help. So the effect has already been massively tangible. This will raise it to another level, but the size of 84, I think, I think it's had a societal change. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's changed something properly and hopefully permanently.
Well, it was breathtaking to see.
Never seen anything quite like it.
So very poignant. We'll put Calm's details on our app. We've got a new app now, so download that. And if you need to talk to someone, you've heard now how important it is to speak out. If you're feeling in that darkest place, then talk to somebody, because there is always a way out. And thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for letting us.